My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I'll say, thank you for tuning in. Today I want to talk about something that I just have been thinking and reading some comments. And reading some comments always gets it easy to come up with video ideas in reality. Read something, go to sleep, wake up, and just like, wow, that's fascinating. It's something interesting I want to talk about. What I want to talk about today is a shift and a change that I've just noticed in my short amount of lifetime of being able to see how things were and when I was young and compared to how things are today, especially for the young today. And there is a difference in how we view and how we do and what we do on these lands. And one of the differences I want to talk about is the concept of we used to fix things. Nothing was ever broken. If it was broken, we fixed it. We didn't just throw it away and replace it. We worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. And something that also used to be that I just noticed how things are different today. And I believe it's just because of a constant need for consumerism. Something wants money. And the more we can't fix things, the more we have to keep buying things to keep spending more money. So one thing that I just have noticed a huge difference in, especially just older cars that I used to have when I was younger. So now I was 16, 17, what year was that? 2004, 2002, 2002, so 2000. Cars were much different, that they were fixable. And cars before then, because like my older Jeep, I got an old 88 Jeep Comanche. It's fixable. I mean, every component on this truck, I could fix and I could change and I could tinker with it. And I could do, well, I used to call it back in the days, I don't call it anymore, but ghetto rigs. I could bring out the duct tape and put it on there and get it to keep on running again. Maybe not forever, but at least to get me to the next place that I'm going to be able to do something. Things today are not made to be fixable anymore. Everything is just broke down. It's broken, okay, throw it away, bring a new one in. And even down to a refrigerator, to when washing machines came out, to microwaves today, to ovens and ranges, and all of these things, all these electronics that we call them appliances that we have in our homes. They used to be fixable. Even down to, I'm sitting here looking at a shovel and a wheelbarrow that I just got, especially the shovel. The shovel that I just bought today, or didn't buy today, but have right now, it's not even fixable. I'm looking at it like, if this breaks, what can I? And it's made in a way to throw it away and just get a new one. This is the mindset that I believe is just ingrained in us with almost everything at this moment today. And why, when something isn't done like now, that we're in the sense of, well, it's broke, let me just bring something new in so that I could just replace it, as opposed to let's fix it. Because in reality, this is the main thing that I look for when I buy stuff today, is it fixable? And me being in a haste to try to pick up the shovel, I shouldn't have got it, but I got it. And it's crazy, the prices, this shovel was like $8 a couple years ago, and today it's like almost 50 bucks. It's just crazy. But 50 bucks for not even a non-fixable item. But I purposely look to try to get things that I guess they are fixable, so that I can keep on working on it. And this is something that I've just noticed difference of, like, say, even this YouTube stuff. When I really started watching it, I was young and when it was brand new. I forgot when YouTube really started getting really interesting. And it used to be a lot of, in reality, how to fix things, how to like do stuff to be able to get what you have to last longer, how to do maintenance on stuff. Like a lot of things like this were just big. Those are like the channels that like exploded. The channels didn't explode of, let me blow this up, or let's go steal someone's money, or let's go slap someone on the street and just get a laugh, and just to irritate and make people mad, and just to get a laugh in reality. The channels that really blew up were the ones that were trying to help you fix things, help you diagnose problems to be able to get better. How to take something and make it into something, and not just go buy something. But nowadays, what's big? Consumerism in the aspect of product reviews. This new phone came out. Let's just look at the phone. Let's all look at it, push the buttons on it, and I can talk about it for an hour. And say, look at this new product, look at this new camera, look at this new thing, look at this new thing, look at this. And this is huge now. And something that's very strange with me come down to the concept of we no longer even want to fix. We no longer even want to watch something get fixed. Do to get it fixed. We just want to watch it, and we don't want to put anything into it. Because the biggest change that I noticed was it hit me real big with the video games. When I was young, like we would fight each other. Like we put hands on each other to be able to get a chance to be able to hold that remote, to be able to play the game. Like seriously, we'll put hands on each other. We was dedicated on, it's my goal, I want to play the game now. And it's interesting today because I just remember buying my son some games years ago. So it was like a decade ago now. I play games, you play your games. It's a huge change that I noticed. That the boy didn't play the games. He had all the games, but he didn't play a single one. He would watch people on YouTube or on whatever play the game. And in my mind, I'm just like, that just doesn't make sense. That you don't even want to play the game, that you just want to watch somebody play the game. That's where we're getting to today, is we want to watch somebody be able to get, be able to have, but we don't want to actually be able to do our own selves. We want it to just come to us. We want, when it's not right, to just replace it and bring in something that is going to be right. We don't want to fix it. We don't want to work on it. We don't want to take the time and the effort in doing everything that we need to make sure that we can maintain what we have. Like, you can fix it, but just because you fix something doesn't mean you got to know how to be able to keep up with it. That's why for me in vehicles, it's a fascinating thing based on where I grew up, and I didn't grow up in it, but where I got into being a broke person with a broke down car. What do you got to do in that sense? You got to fix it on your own, is the way that you're really going to be able to keep on doing this. And I learned how to be able to just really understand every little sound, every little everything, to be able to keep fixing it, to be able to make sure that I could keep it going and going and going and going and going. And I just noticed that that's just not the norm anymore. So I could say it in the sense of my age group. My age group and above, so basically say 40 and above, is much different than 40 and below. And I'm right in that middle weirdness of a lot of people that I know that are like 30 years old, they watch people. I don't know, to each your own, do what you do. But I know 30-year-olds that watch people play games. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I want to play it. I want to master it, I guess I could say. But they just want to watch it. And that's the new mindset of today that's being force-fed to us. This is where I see a huge issue when it comes down to even like, let's talk about our relationships with people. These certain sites and these certain things come on to say, hey, that one didn't work. There's a new one you could try out. This one didn't work. There's a new one you could try out. It's like almost an unlimited amount of opportunity to say, that one's not right. There's going to be a better one that's going to come to you tomorrow. There's going to be a better one. As opposed to saying, no, I want to work on this. I want to stay in this, and I'm going to work with this person, and this person, we're going to be able to do it. But no, we're flooded with, there's another option over there. There's another option over there. There's another option over there. Having all these options all over the place gets you to say, hey, you know what? I don't need to work on anything. I could just give up on it when it's not doing what it is that I'm looking for. And then that's the kind of the mindset that just stays in us with how the world is today. And when you're in that, this is the part that if you're not aware, you need to start to become aware. And that's all that in reality I try to do videos to talk about, is just stuff that I've seen to once you know it, you see it, now we could do something about it. But a lot of times we're not even we have no idea of these things that are actually going on. We're just living. We're just in this world. And we're living in this world today of just throw it away and get a new one. And that's the mindset that's just getting creeped in on most every single person today, especially 40 and below. They're stuck in this mindset of just throw it away. And I watch people you just buy stuff to throw it away. You buy headphones at the headphones, because I just remember when things lasted. You would buy something and it's like it's with you for 20 plus years. Nowadays, you buy something, you're hoping, wishing, because I've seen people do reviews on this camera that I have. And when I bought it and the price that it was, I'm thinking like, I'm about to keep this for 10 to 15 years. I'm going to use this. But then I'm watching people talk about it in the sense of, I hope it lasts for 2 months. I'm like, 2 months, but that's how they look at it. Oh, I dropped it. I didn't care for it. I didn't do it. And I'm surprised it even lasted a year. And I'm looking at mine like, man, I've had this now I'm just passing a year. And I'm like, it still looks brand new. It's still fresh. It's still doing everything that it should do. The batteries still work. Everything is still flawless with it. I'm like, I'm trying to maintain that for the next 10 to 15 years. And it's very interesting on how everything today is just in this throw it away. It's just no good. Oh, this little broke on it, throw it away. Let's go get another one. Throw it away. Let's go get another one. That broke, go get another one. And when you're living in that, this is the part where it could creep in that things can start to get damaging. And why me personally, I believe that our divorce rate is like 60, 70% or whatever it is. It's very, very high here. And our failure rate with keeping dogs is getting worse and worse and worse, because that mindset is creeped in us. Let's just look over there and watch how they got stuff. Because this is the thing that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this straight up. Don't ever watch me and think that I got it all. My dogs are perfect. My dogs never bark at another dog ever. My dog never does something that I'm not looking for it to do. Like, my life is the same as everyone's life. And I'm real, and I want to be as realistic about that. That's why there's always times that I do stuff and I say something to the dogs and you'll see that it's not perfect. I mean, that's a perfect example of yesterday. I called this dog like 10 times to get her to come back to me. And she's just kind of moseying along. Granted, she's chewing on her bone, but still, like for someone to watch someone to say, you got it all perfect, you got it all figured out, that dog should have been there instantly like that, what everyone else wants to show on their videos. So I'm living this world that everything isn't just perfect and everything isn't just the greatest and everything is all figured out. But the thing is, I'm looking at it in the sense of, I'm always going to continue to keep on maintaining, fixing, and working on. I'm not just going to give up on it. I'm not just going to throw it away. And I'm looking at it that sense that I have to work on this. I'm not looking at it in the sense of there's something wrong and I'm already looking for that exit plan. We're looking for the exit plan right away when something's not right. When something just doesn't seem right, when something just doesn't feel right, we're like, exit plan, where's the exit? That's where you just, we got to get a divorce. Because that over there, that might be a better option for me. And I'm going to tell you, more than likely, unfortunately, it's not going to be the better option for you. Because if you want to, don't take this the wrong way, but just listen to what I'm saying right now. I'm not going to compare a human in a relationship to a mechanical item, such as, the one that I just like the most is the refrigerator. Just hear me out. You're going to replace the old one that you could work on, you can get new parts for, you can keep making it work for 60 years, for the new one that you can't do nothing to and it breaks down in a year. You replaced it for something new that you can't do anything with it once it does break. When it breaks, it's broke. And it's not going to last near as long because it wasn't built to last. It was built to just fall apart. This is the concepts that I want people to be aware of what's going on in our reality today. We're giving up on things that we should be working on because it is capable of being able to be worked on. But we're throwing it away thinking that I can get another one instead. And that new one is going to be able to, it's going to be good to go. And in reality, the new one is getting you further away from what it is that you actually want. You're looking into something that, for worst case scenario that I see that folks are doing is you're wanting to just watch and see, and that's satisfying to you. But the problem is you have to detach from that fake world and go into your real world and see like what's actually going on. You're watching, so go into the dog world stuff, you're watching these people with these, unfortunately, movies kind of messed this up for a lot of people in reality. When showing a lot of these dogs in these older films, that these dogs are so amazing, they're so beautiful, they're just the best of the best, and we get this false image of what things should be. I mean, even the same with like Disney movies and thinking about princesses and princes and the everything is so perfect and they're magically just amazing together. We're watching this stuff and we're getting programmed with this what we think it should look like and what we think it should be. And then we turn that screen off and we get back into reality and be like, dang, my dog's still acting a fool. and then you get in your feelings of something's wrong because over there it looks perfect. Everything is good. But over here, when I see mine, something's wrong with it. And in reality, the best way that I think most people really need to get back into is that concept of I could fix it, I could work on it, I could do something here. Instead of just throwing it away and get away from the screen and get into the reality, because the screen is fake. It's fake. It straight up is. Everything is staged. Everything is staged. Everything is set up to look the way they want it to look. This is the part with me with most, unfortunately, dog training stuff. I just kind of give a lot of pushback to because they're purposely setting up the stage. They're purposely hitting record when everything is just right. When everything is just perfect. So they're trying to show you how to do a recall on the dog, and they've already done it 12 times. And then they turn the camera on once the dog already understands it to show you this false reality of, oh, this is how it looks. This is how everything is. They're showing this false reality, and that starts to get to you of thinking, well, they fixed theirs. How come I can't fix mine? What's wrong with mine? And then you don't even care about working on yours because all you want to do is stick in, just continue to keep on watching as opposed to doing. The watching part is what's really slowing us down as a people today. We're not doing anymore. We're watching people do stuff. We're watching the biggest channels, unfortunately, today that are really fascinating to me to just see. Like, I can watch it because I like watching stuff get done, but people keep watching it over and over and over and over and over again. Of people literally working. People working. You're not working, but you're watching people work. That's slowing us down and not putting any productivity towards getting stuff done anymore. That's why, to me, like, it's hard to even go out to eat to places around me and here anymore because there's no workers. There's no one to work there. And it's not even the sense that they're not hiring. It's just people don't want to do it. They would rather watch or play a video game on, Diner Dash, or these shows of people that work in restaurants, as opposed to actually going and doing it. You'd rather sit down and just watch it than do it. That's why we don't have any workers, because they don't want to actually do the work. They want to watch the work. It's this huge transition that is just, it's very confusing to me, but it makes sense in a way of, it's the concept of constantly escaping, constantly just running away, constantly just not wanting to go into it because you're scared, what if I mess up? And to me, that was like the beauty of, say, of video games, for instance, being a kid. The beauty of knowing I messed up, I could try again. Because in those games, what do you get? You get a chance to keep going and going and going. And you playing Mario back in the days, you got what, 3 lives, you got 3 little hearts. And you lose all 3, you just have to start back at a different stage. You don't just get to start at that little advanced spot that you were at. But you always have a chance to do it over again. You always have a chance to keep working and working and working and working and working until you get it, until you figure it out. You just always have a chance. This is why in reality, that video game Mario was it's a phenomenal, like, a life skill lessons type video game to even really to get into in reality, because it teaches you to keep going, to keep working. Don't give up. Keep going. Try a new strategy this time to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. You start to memorize some things so that you can just keep going and make it easier for you. But you always have a chance to just keep going and keep going and keep going. And you don't just quit. You don't just give up. And the moment that you quit and you give up, you just, okay, Emily, put it down for a moment, but then you come back to it again and say, I'm going to keep working at this. But no, when we put the game away, we don't do it anymore. We just watch it. We watch the said professional that's already done it 18 times. So they're going to flawlessly get through every single level. And it's like you're getting this like connection as if you are doing it, but they're doing it. You're not doing it. You're not putting the effort in that it takes to be able to get where it is that they are. You're just you're just sitting back and relaxing. And that sit back, relax isn't going to give you in real world that actual anything. It's the people that are getting up that are actually doing. And that's starting to become, oddly enough, like a rarity today of people that actually do stuff. That's why for me, this is the biggest thing that I say in any of my videos, especially when I talk about these dogs, is to do stuff. It doesn't matter what you do, but do something. And I'm proving that doing something in reality every single day gives majority of people more likely what it is that you're looking for. I do stuff with these dogs. I don't do nothing but what I'm doing with them in every single one of my videos that pretty much anybody sees me in. I'm just doing stuff. I'm doing stuff. I'm walking places. I'm sitting places. I'm going places. I'm doing stuff. I'm walking in the water. I'm walking in the woods. I'm just doing stuff over and over and over and over and over again. And I see an extreme amount of success of what it is that I guess most people I would say are looking for, because I'm doing it. I'm not just watching. I'm not just studying. I'm not just seeing it all out there, but I'm doing it. And that's why for me, in reality, I exited even watching what said trainers are doing, because it gets me to kind of like, ooh, look at that. Let me see that. Ooh, maybe I want that. No, I don't want that. I want what I need. The reality, real life that I just, when I open my eyes, I see it's there. It's not staged, because that's one thing that a lot of people just do, especially with these dogs, is they stage it in that sense that they get the dog primed and ready to go. That's why for me, this is how they look. How they look now is how they look when I open the door and I get outside. When I put them in the van, I get going. It instantly look like this all the time. I'm not priming it to be a way. And I'm purposely doing that and purposely showing that everything isn't always so perfect and everything isn't so flawless, to show real life, real world. When you do stuff, you're going to get what you're looking for when you're working on it, when you're working on it, when you're working on it. There's been times that I've looked at this. You can come here. There's been times that I've looked at this dog that when I got her that I there's been many times, because I mean, I still have like e-collars. I still got all the stuff. It's not like I threw it away. Well, I should probably try to sell it to see if I can make some money from it. But I just feel bad for selling it, because then I'm just kind of giving it to someone that more likely just doesn't need it. But if you think that you need it, then you think that you need it, and I'm not going to not sell you something if you think that you need it, and I'm not going to teach you how to use it. You do what you do. But I still have it all. But there was times that I was with this dog that I'm just looking at her like I'm about to put that thing on her, and I'm about to get this working with her. I'm about to get her, because it was mainly get her to come to me. She didn't want to come to me. She would just completely ignore me. There was days that I'm just like, oh my goodness, like this dog. But my mind, I'm looking at it as, I'm not going to give up on her. This is not a defect. It's not a malfunction. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to keep working on what I'm looking for. I'm going to keep working. My mind doesn't go into, I want to give up. It just doesn't do that. It goes into, I want to keep working at it. And unfortunately today, the big shift that I see, we good, Kai? I know we in the middle of nothing. And when this dude gets to staring, like locked in, I'm like, what's coming up right now? We good? Come here. That's one good thing about this dog. He'll let me know if something's around, because I can't even see out of these trees. I can't even see what's around. When he's staring, I'm like, what's happening? But I guess we okay. We all right now. But my mind doesn't go into the new mind of how they want us to be. It's throw it away and just get a new one. My mind is looking at it as, no, I got to do something here. I got to do something. And if that means, this may sound messed up, but it's not really messed up at the same time. If that means I have to do a quick fix right now to be able to get what I need, then I'm going to do that for the longevity of knowing where I want to be able to get to. And that's the concepts that I learned with, say, working on vehicles. My van right now, it's always got issues, but I can do something to it that just, I need this right now to give me a little more time. So for me, my quick fix, this may sound messed up again, but my quick fixes for my dogs. Like, I want to make a whole video on talking about this concept of what my quick fix is. A quick fix for most people is put an e-collar on it, put a prong collar on it, just do something like that to it. Throw some treats at them. That's not a quick fix to me, because that quick fix is actually going to make it worse in the future, that you're not going to be able to just, the best way I can say it is in a car sense. A quick fix is putting some duct tape on a radiator hose, and then just knowing that I'm going to get to the next place so that I can replace that radiator hose. That's an easy thing to fix. Whereas there's another quick fix where you can put this goopy stuff inside of your coolant reservoir to get it to do this so-called automatic seal on the inside. That quick fix actually destroys everything in the engine, that now I need to replace the engine as opposed to just replace the hose. And those are the quick fixes that I look at. My quick fix when it comes down to a dog is, I just, don't take this the wrong way, but I just give up for a moment. I just say, you know what? We're not there yet. I'm not going to put no pressure on it. I'm just done. I'm done in this moment with what I'm doing. And I walk away from the scenario and I just leave it. I just say, you know what? You barking, acting a fool. I'm done. Let's go in the house. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to discuss nothing. I'm just done. I'm done. And I'm finished. And I realize, I don't know why, that quick fix where it may not seem right. Because there's been times that this dog looked at me like butt hurt, I guess I could say, like I get in her feelings because she's sitting here trying to do something. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I'm done. So that quick fix, it got me to be able to get some time to be able to get to the next point that can help me get to actually being able to fix it, as opposed to doing something that is now going to damage something that now I have to like figure out how to come back from. That's where the fixes are something that I'm looking at it is, I'm going to continue to keep on working on this. I'm not just going to give up on it. And I'm going to do fixes knowing that I'm going to be able to come back from it, that I'm not going to have to do something that's going to be so destructive that now, yeah, I can't come back. Because unfortunately, some people, y'all struggling with that with your dog, that you've said fixes on the dogs, that it's going to be hell to pay to try to get back from it, because you pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And that so-called quick fix is made it into a permanent problem that now you have to do a whole lot of replacing to be able to get to just a normal regular again. Not even get to the point that it's like we're finally getting somewhere, but just getting back to the point that we're finally just getting along with each other type situation. And that's the part that I want a lot of people to just really get out of, that mindset that's pushed on us of just give up on it and go get a new one. Give up on it and just go over there. But the thing that I will say is I give up on that situation in that moment, because when my emotions especially when it comes to relationships, I've just seen this. When my emotions start to I'm going to start to say or be or do something that's going to start to become a little more hostile when I know that I'm not getting what I'm looking for right away. And not even saying I'm getting what I'm looking for, but if we're just not working together, I'm going to get a little hostile. And if I start to get hostile with a person or with a dog even, they're going to sense that from me, then it's going to create even more separation. Even more separation. So when I'm getting in my mind to that point of thinking like, I'm gonna go get that e-collar, I'm about to go charge it up, we're gonna start to do some drills. Let me go get my vest on. I got my training vest. Let me get my treats loaded up. Let's start doing this, do all the stuff, because I'm sick and tired of this dog right now, not listening to me. And my quick fix in that moment was, I'm just gonna go in the house, I'm gonna sit down and shut up. I'm not doing nothing right now. As opposed to the quick fix of put that collar on the dog. And try to get it and try to say fast track what I want right now. And that's something that I want a lot of people to realize, because when you're doing when you're in that mindset of I could just replace it and get another one, you're going to do crazy things. You're going to do just crazy stuff is all that I can say. You're going to do whatever, you're going to do extreme stuff because you're not really going to care in the end, because you're like, oh, it's broken anyway. So if I break it more, what does it matter? Because I'm just going to get rid of it anyways. And I'm going to go ahead and get a new one. That's the mindset that's getting force fed into us. That's just force fed, that we're not getting a choice anymore. That's what's being said. And if it's said in products, such as like, man, I tell my daughter about how much my socks cost. She's like, I never spend no $14 for a pair of socks. Well, I spend $14 for a pair of socks. You know why? Because they're going to last me 20 years. What they are, the material they are, I take care of them, I wash them, I dry them the right way, and they're good to go. I don't get holes, I don't get problems, I don't get blisters, I have no issues with none of my socks. And I bought some that are going to be able to make sure that I don't need to keep replacing them over and over and over and having issues and having problems. And it's something as simple as that our whatever doesn't want us to do, doesn't want us to be living in that mindset of knowing that I'm going to be in this for the long run and I'm going to keep working on it so that I can have it in the long run. They want us to just get something cheap, something simple, something crazy so that you could just use it, throw it around, abuse it, and get rid of it and get a new one in. That's all that's being force fed. And that's that logic with all these products and all these material things is what's going into everything else in our world. That's why it's so easy to just, oh, my girlfriend didn't say hi to me this morning, so I'm going to break up with her. It's so easy to just quit, just like that, because what is that word? Man, I forgot the word right there. I had a good word to use right there. But that concept of just throwing it away to get a new one is so normal. It's so normal. We buy things today, such as like a TV set. We don't call it that anymore, but we used to have TV set. I remember those thing. We got a thing that when something's wrong with it, you just throw it away. You just bring in and get a new one. Where a TV before, what do? We'll take out the back. We'll get the color. We'll get the light. We were able to fix it. We were able to work on it. We don't do that anymore. Our brains are focused on it's not right. Throw it away. Get a new one in. And that's what's, I believe, destroying not only just us on a consumerist side of buying stuff, but also relationships. Because that's just, it's getting ingrained in us. Don't work on it. Don't try to do anything to get it in a better place. Just give up on it and get a new one. And the new one is going to be able to be better for you. The new one is better. The new one is faster. The new one is shinier. The new one is everything. The new one is just the best of the best. The new one is going to be able to bring you what you're looking for. And no, the one that you already have, especially in the sense of a relationship with another being, the one that you already have, that's the one that's going to be the best for you. You've already got a lot of time into it. You've already got a lot of effort into it. That's the one that's going to be what it is that you're looking for. And the main thing is we need to continue to keep on working on that, knowing that we can get into a better place. And that better place is something that, I don't know why, but it's like something on these lands wants everybody to be sad, broke, depressed, anxious, fearful, all these words, all this stuff. That's just like the world. The world just wants us all like that. And the more that you start to see that and are aware of that, the more that you're going to realize how to be able to get away from that and get out of that. Thank you. What you guys doing? It's kind of creepy back here. You good? Come here. I guess. My dogs definitely do the classic thing that I see a lot do, that you get the pet in one and then the other comes, you get the pet in the other. They get this like, no, it's my time right now. And I pay very close attention to that and make sure there's no animosity between both or anything going on, that everyone is just I'll say this. We're not all the same. We're not all equal. But when it comes down to my family unit, stuff that's around me that I'm care for, we're all equal. But when it comes down to what y'all doing with someone over there, we're not equal in the sense that our skills, our capabilities are everything or anything. You do what you do. You have what you have the skills you have. I have the skills that I have. And when I just really understand that and straight up use the word of accept that, life is very, very easy. When it comes down to what's going on in my world, one dog is better at something than another, but I'm not gonna not treat them in the sense of their affection, a time, and all that, that's all equal. It's always going to be equal. But what they do, I'm not going to treat them equally. But how they are with me, I'm going to make sure that everyone knows that, oh, we're definitely going to check that out a little bit. Everyone knows that you're seen and you're heard. And that, in my mind, is what has been able, not even just what I'm in my mind, but what I see makes everything be so calm and so chill with my dogs when they're interacting with each other. Because it's something that I just know is that how my life used to be with my dogs used to be kind of a little tense, a little hostile, and more than I felt comfortable with. Not to the point that I'm worried that dogs are fighting or doing. I mean, they'll have a little tiffs, but nothing that I was like nervous of, like it will get past them just like having a little disagreement, I guess I can say, that all that is just disappearing because I'm now like focusing more of my time on like we're together, we're here. I know you do this and you do it better, but it doesn't mean that I say care for you more or less than anything else. That's where stuff gets fascinating when you have more than like one dog. Kids and stuff, I would put it in the sense that it's going to be a little bit simpler because we can easily communicate to human beings, human to human. I can use my words, I can use gestures that we all understand and we all know. With the dogs, are strange because we don't really know. We can guess and try to think and say that we know, but we really have no idea in reality what they're thinking about or what's really going on with them. We know after the fact. While they're doing what they're doing, I don't know. Like me just watching this boy just stare dead into these trees and looking, I could see, I don't have no idea what he's thinking about until he makes a move to do something. And I'm like, okay, that's what you're doing. But for a human, I can talk to you and we could talk and you could explain that. He can't explain to me in that moment, hey, I'm just looking out there. There's nothing I'm really paying attention to. There's nothing to worry about, but I'm just looking. If he said that to me, like, oh, cool. Oh, just do what you do. But he doesn't. So that's what's weird. That's where things get complicated in the sense of why it's fascinating to be able to, from my opinion, to work with the animals and be able to be around them, because it forces you to have to do more than just rely on just language and speech. You have to you got to start investigating a little bit more. You got to start being more aware of pattern recognitions and things. So you're like, oh, it did it like this, it did this. When it looks like this, I know it's gonna do this. And when it does like that, I know it's gonna that. And that's what makes life easy. But you gotta watch, you gotta practice, you gotta get up and make something happen. You can't just watch a video and think that my stuff's gonna get good. And that's what's being shoved as normal. Watch this and everything's gonna be fine with you. No, you gotta do something. You gotta do what you can do. You gotta do what you're capable of doing. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. When I used to play the little video games, the more times I played a game over and over and over, the easier and easier and easier and easier it would keep on getting. Because you start to realize, you start to know what's about to happen. And when you know what's about to happen, it just gets simple. But most people just don't do this no more. This is like normal living that we used to do, but nowadays it's like it's foreign and strange. It's like I gotta actually walk the dog. It's like, yeah, I gotta actually get up and interact with them. It's like, yeah, you can't just watch this video, think that everything's going to be fine. I'm going to go now.